I don't think I've even thought about how I'm going to sit down and talk about this video, but really let's just get into it. Let's just ramble. Let's just say everything that's in my head and see how it goes. Okay. About 3 weeks ago, I made one of the biggest decisions of my career. I left my job at Nation Media Group, the place and the job that I've been working at for the last 5 years. Let's talk about it. I was in the middle of writing this email and I just felt like I need to document it. Today is the 2nd of March 2026 and I am putting in my notice. I'm leaving my job. How do I feel right now? Wait, let me put this down. I am happy, content, confident, and extremely excited for what's to come. Yeah, I don't know. You guys can sit around watching me write this email and you're part of this journey. I'm documenting this journey for myself so that I can look back and know what my journey is like, what were the pivotal moments and decisions that I made for me to progress to the next stage in my career. Before you sit there and think, what happened, all of that, let's start by saying this is not something that I decided overnight or something that I decided to do out of a whim. I know there are a lot of things that I do with a whim, especially with my travels. And I know Gen Zs have this rep of being very impromptu and making big life choices out of the blue, but that's not the kind of person I am. I am very rational, very detail oriented when it comes to my career. And it's not something that I did out of impulse. It's not an impulsive decision at all. It is something that I took a lot of time to think about, like a while. It's never easy to walk away from something that you built with so much intention, so much effort and time. But there comes a time in your life when you can feel it to your core that you've grown, that you want more out of life. Over the course of the last year and two, I'd say, I've grown into a completely different version of myself. And I think if you're someone who watches my channel, you've also seen that shift. I've grown so much as a journalist and as a person in general that the things that I wanted at the beginning of my career are not the same as what I want right now at this point in my life. And I think that's normal, by the way. I think sometimes we outgrow spaces, people, things, because it just means you're making room for something new. And that's the thing, right? You start to feel as if you want more. It's a crazy thing because the dreams that you have, like the current reality you're living, is something that you always wanted. And then you get to that point and you ask yourself, yes, I love this, but you've experienced so much and seen so much that now your dreams have gotten bigger and you have to honor that. I think if you push those feelings aside, you're truly just doing a disservice to yourself and who you are. I knew about a year ago that I wanted to take a different trajectory in my career. And so I decided to put things in place for me to transition into the next phase of my career. Also, I think my superpower is that I just continue to evolve. I really am not someone who sticks to one thing or one lane. I will continue to evolve, to redefine myself, my dreams, my passions, my aspirations, my perspective on the world until the end of time. I think as human beings, we're really not supposed to be in one place at one time, just out of comfort and out of familiarity. Of course, it's not an easy decision. It's one of those things where it takes a lot of courage, boldness, which I believe I possess. Alhamdulillah, I am not a scared person. I'm not the kind of person who is held back by things out of fear. I feel the fear and I do it anyway. It goes back to what I was saying, rational, right? When that moment hits you, you have to start putting in strategy, put in the steps for you to get to where it is that you feel like you want to be and you're more aligned to. And one of the reasons why it was such a difficult decision is because I had an amazing time at Nation. Nation was, I believe, was my foundation. It is where it all started for me. Before I even graduated from uni, I was 23. I joined Nation Media Group in July 2021 and I graduated in September 2021, if you're aware of my journey. And at the time, I was just a kid who was trying to figure out things. I knew journalism was my passion. I loved telling stories, holding power to account, and it gave me the platform, the space to grow as a journalist. It is where I learned how to go to the field, collect stories, be in the newsroom, ask questions, edit, write, film, produce. I have covered an election 2022. Can you imagine being straight out of campus, right? You get your first big job, and the next year it is the general elections. Elections is one of the most important pivotal moments of a journalist's life. I got to experience and cover elections, be on the ground for hours, sleepless nights, be on live coverage, send footage from the ground, meet politicians, be part of history. I have covered breaking news during the death of former President Mwai Kibaki. I have interviewed a president, I've interviewed a minister. I have written articles that have been the front page of the newspaper. At the beginning, I started out as a broadcast journalist. That's how I was trained in uni. But with time, I realized that I can do digital, and I've managed to grow a digital platform on my own, but also tell digital stories because journalism is changing. The path journalism is taking is so much different from the one that we used to watch when we were younger. I learned how to write. I was so scared of writing, by the way. I even hated print in uni because I just felt like I'm not a writer. But I love writing because I'm one of those girls who love reading. I love books. I grew up reading books, fiction and history and all of it, to be able to communicate my thoughts and, report things that are factual, truthful, and objective. With time, it has been one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. And the people, oh my God, I cannot describe. I've been to a few newsrooms, okay, even visiting, but Nation has one of the best newsrooms ever, in the sense that the people are so real and raw and funny and kind. I owe it to the editors and my colleagues who I've worked with, who have given me insights on the industry when I was younger, gone through my script in a way that has given me feedback and allowed me to become a better writer as a journalist, film better, edit better, and just have a sharp editorial mindset when it comes to reporting stories. And it's been the perfect place for me to start my career, and it has shaped me to where I am. So you might be thinking, okay, Rukia, then what next? I've just come to realize that I don't want to box myself into one thing. You guys have seen it. I've managed to stretch and do a lot more than just journalism. Although I love journalism, it is staying, it's not going anywhere. I think with journalism back in the day, there was one way of doing things. You come, be a journalist, report on something, that's it. But the world that we live in today, you don't have to have one career. And alhamdulillah, I'm glad that I've managed to curve for myself a portfolio career. Over the last 2 to 3 years, I think I've allowed myself to fully explore what it is that I can do beyond the main thing that I started with. I want to reach large audiences. I want to be a bit more freely, creatively, visionary, and really challenge myself in a way that I haven't done before. And I think this next phase of my life is going to reflect just that. I allowed myself to go through all the emotions, where that was fear, excitement, uncertainty, and put in all the work that I need to work so that I get the landing that I wanted to. A lot has changed, but in the best way, alhamdulillah. I'm also very glad that I allowed myself to go through it, to go through all the emotions alone, privately. I'm a very private person. I don't even share what it is that is in my mind or my plans to my closest people until I've really processed it. I can't say too much for now, but I will definitely be keeping you guys in the loop of what it is that I'm doing, where I am. And I will share that with you guys very soon. Please be patient with me. I promise in the next video you guys are going to see it. We'll be back to our regular programming of vlogs. And I'm really grateful that I get to share this journey with you guys. You guys have watched me from the beginning. Like, I quite literally almost grew up in front of your eyes. That is if you're on TikTok, because I started out on TikTok before I came on YouTube. Whether you discovered my channel through my behind the scenes content of where I was just showing you guys how I mess up when it comes to piece to camera, or what it's like filming for a story in the field, or the time you discovered me from a certain minister, Or if you discovered me during my award, the BBC Komla Award in 2024, or through my travel vlogs, whatever it might be, thank you for coming on this journey with me. It is an exciting one, it is real, it is raw, I'm documenting it in real time. So yeah, that is where we're at right now. To anyone who is in a similar predicament or where I was, of feeling like they've stretched and they've expanded and they've grown and they want new challenges out of life, go for it. I'd say go for it. Obviously, understand what it is that you want, have a clear vision, put in the steps, the effort to get yourself there, and jump. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to share with you guys all the new things that we've been working on, where we are, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
The new cohort joined the newsroom during election year, a time of high pressure. With the training that they have received, they believe that they are adequately prepared to use their skills to impact society. Rukia, Bule, NTV.
Let's link up now with Rukia Bule, who is live at the site with the operation to...
As well as the authorities, how are they allowing this to happen over and over again?
Where are you exactly, and how is the election process and the count? And
Rukia Bule is at Mtihani House. Good morning, Rukia.
24 million Kenyans set for the KCPE across the years, and it has been...
Rukia, I have to say you're looking especially good this evening.
in the different careers and spaces and have taken up. It will create a link to make movement from one political party to another a lot easier. Which strain?
Who better to take us there than our very own Rukia Bule? Rukia, what do you guys have for us?
Well done. For us, the early 2000s were a time like no other.
Comments on TikTok make me cringe.
Oh no,
Honestly,
I think they're so funny.
Agnes Wanjura's family remain hopeful. This time, could you perhaps give them assurance on what that looks like? How does the Finnish government respond to these claims?
I was
It's less about rejecting the reform, but truly about choosing clarity over uncertainty. Ibrahim? Raila's story is more than just a memory. It is one that calls them to rise and shape the Kenya he dreamed of. Rukia, Bule, NTV.